2. Swung on and miss. Fuchs
coming in right side, Sip. Goes down to the slide and gets it.
Nelson's going to take off on the pitch. Switches it called. Strike 3. Anderson.
Wes Marshall pitches a ground ball through the infield on the left side. One will score. They're going to wave a second runner around. Throw will come to the plate. It is not in time.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's the final game of day number 1 of the Region 1 softball tournament here from the Olson Softball Complex in Hillsboro on your live event. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show. For all of your insurance requests, visit Irie Insurance online at irieins.com. That's irieins.com. The number 1 seed just went down moments ago in Central Cass. Can the number 2 seed Vikings find a way to get to the semifinals where the 4-seeded Pirates await, or will they find themselves maybe being in a similar situation like Central Cass? If they lose, that means Northern Cass, the 3 seed, will get to the semifinals, and at least either the 1 or the 2 seed would not make the state tournament from the Region 1 softball tournament. So that's what's at stake here. If the number 2 seed Kindred Vikings win, they put themselves in prime position to get to Fargo. If they lose, then all of a sudden, like Central Cass, they have to come through the losers bracket and win 3 games over the next Monday and Tuesday to try to make state. If you're Northern Cass, you're trying to keep the hit parade going like they did in their win to get here against the Enderlin Eagles earlier today by a final of 23-7 in 5 innings for Northern Cass. It's the number 2 seed and the 3 seed here. This, again, is our Irie Insurance pregame show. Visit Irie Insurance online at irieins.com. We come back after this. We'll get to our American Crystal starting lineups here between the Jags and the Vikings. It's the Region 1 softball tournament. It's Northern Cass at 8-5 against Kindred-Richland at 10-2 on your live event.
You may know that Big Tex Trailers already offers you industry-leading features like mega ramps, HD suspension, and the all-new hydraulic dovetail. Every time you hook on, know that your Big Tex is up for the job. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro to find out what owning a Big Tex can do for you. Shop the full line of Big Tex products from ATV trailers to goosenecks to dump trailers and more. Visit your Big Tex dealer, Bloomfield Enterprises, Hillsboro, and contact Tim at 701-430-0877 or Larry, 218-368-7989.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. As we come back here on our Irie Insurance pregame show, let's get to our starting lineups, which are brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, grow our own, crystalsugar.com. That's crystalsugar.com. For the visitors, the number 3 seed, Northern Cass Jaguars, they'll go like this. Abby Richmond, a senior batting leadoff. Allie Slinger, the third baseman, batting second. Addie Rust at second base third, with Kenzie Anderson, the cleanup designated player, batting fourth. Tesh Jalbert batting fifth, the catcher. Elise Sand, the junior pitcher, batting sixth. Ari Anderson batting seventh. Casey Fix is batting eighth. Abby Weibley is batting ninth, and Rose Gellner is going to be the flex player here for this one for Northern Cass. Northern Cass under the guidance of head coach, that is Anthony Meyer. On the opposite side for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, Leah Rowland, the shortstop freshman, Bria Mauk, the second base sophomore, batting second. Maddie Burchell, the lone senior, batting third. Mackenzie Fuchsa, the cleanup batter. Danica Rath, the sophomore pitcher, batting fifth, with Jansen Jordan batting sixth. Remy DeBoard, seventh and left. Avery Ammerman batting eighth at third. And Anja Essling, the right field sophomore batting ninth. So Roland, Malk, Burchell, Fuchsa, Rath, Jordheim, DeBoard, Ammerman, and Essling here for Kindred-Richland under the guidance of head coach Sam Brandt. And congratulations goes to Sam's husband, Tim Brandt, if you're watching, for being named the head coach of the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs as well. He goes from the junior varsity role to the head coach after being an assistant for nearly a decade with Tom Kirchhoff. Now he's going to be the main man here for the Mustangs. That does it for our American Crystal starting lineups here on your live event. We come back after this. We'll get to the first pitch between the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Northern Cache Jaguars. It's the final game of day number 1 of the Region 1 softball tournament on your live event.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
The City of Hillsborough welcomes you to town, conveniently located halfway between Fargo and Grand Forks. You can shop for your personal items or your farm and business supplies at our local stores. If you're looking for a new home or a working job, check out the opportunities in Hillsborough and see what the community can offer you and your family. The City of Hillsborough congratulates the area graduates on your achievements, and they wish you all the best in your future. They hope that you'll carry pleasant memories of school days and graduation time for the rest of your life. Congratulations and best of luck, graduates from the City of Hillsborough.
Well, that does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. Again, for more information, go online. Visit Irie Insurance online at irieins.com. That's irieins.com, as the starting lineup right now are being introduced here for Northern Cass and alongside the Kindred-Richland Vikings here, as Northern Cass is getting some of their starting lineups out on the base pass right now here for Northern Cass. Northern Cass, to get to this point here of the season, let's recap on how they've been able to get here so far today. A win 23-7 over the Enderlin Eagles in 5 innings, 23-7. The winner of this contest will move on and play the Pirates coming up on Monday at 4 o'clock in the Region 1 semifinals, while the loser of this contest will play Hillsborough Central Valley at 2 o'clock on Monday. And then the winner of that contest would play the winner of either Central Cass or Enderlin in a loser-out game as well on Monday night at 6 o'clock. So that's a look at the Region 1 softball tournament here in Hillsborough. Earlier today, Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinto, Ronsolt, Lidgerwood, a 11-1 win over HCV in 5 innings. Kristen Lowen was the story of that game, going 5 innings, a complete game, 1 hitter. She went 1 of 2 with 2 runs driven in as well. Then the Pirates won 4-2 over the Squirrels. Lowen the story again, a complete game, 10 strikeouts, 1 run driven in as well, and she scored a run for the Pirates in a 4-2 win over Central Cass. So that's a look at the Region 1 softball tournament. Region 2 going on at Mayville. 10-0 Dakota Prairie over Mayport CG over Dakota Prairie in 6 innings. Danica Hansen threw a no-hitter for the Patriots. And the Grafton Spoilers came on with a 12-2 win over Pembina County North in 6 innings. So Mayport CG will go up against Grafton on Monday at 1 o'clock in Mayville. We'll have those games for you here on your live event. Region 2 softball tournament, Thompson and Larimore 20-2. Thompson won in 5 innings. Langdon area, Edmore, Munich, and Carrington battling each other right now as well. So Mayport CG against Grafton at 1 o'clock, and then following that game will be Thompson and alongside the winner of Langdon area, Edmore, Munich, and Carrington. And a reminder, the Region 1 baseball tournament continues on Monday from Castleton. Kindred-Richland against Northern Cass. That game will be at 5 o'clock. Winner heads to the championship against Central Cass later on that night. That'll be on Monday as well. That does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. When we come back, it's the first pitch in Hillsboro on your live event.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
We go to the top of the first inning here. Chase Miller alongside with Fernando doing some of the behind-the-scenes work, our on-site producer. Thanks again to Mark Forseth and Jake Burkmeyer here as well. Jake had to call the first two games earlier today, including Northern Cass's win over the Enderlin Eagles. Abby Richmond, Allie Slinger, then Addie Russ. So apparently if your first name starts with an A, you're in the starting lineup here in terms of the top of the order. For Northern Cass, Richmond, Slinger, and Rust here for Northern Cass going up against Danica here in the circle. First pitch at 4:10 here to start game number 4 off here from this Region 1 baseball softball tournament. Kindred-Richland again. Danica Rath in the circle here. Maddie Burchell behind the plate. Avery Emmerman at third base. Roland at short. Malk at second with Fuchsa at first. 2-0 pitch on the way to Richmond. That one will be a ball, excuse me. 2-1 on the way. DeBoard in left, Jordheim in center, and Essling in right here for the Vikings. That one in there. So Rath looks into Burchell here, righty-righty matchup with Richmond, Slinger, and Rust. Here's the pitch. That'll be a walk, so 3 balls, 1 strike, and Richmond gets a leadoff walk here for the Jags. So Allie Slinger due up next now, the senior third baseman, as Slinger will step in for Northern Cass. The Jags in their all-black uniforms, white lettering across the front with the gold numerals, and there's a foul ball here now. 0-1 is Slinger. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings in their white tops, blue pants with blue numbers and lettering across the front. Winner advances to the Region 1 semifinals coming up on Monday here on Your Live Event. Your home for the Region 1 softball tournament. Again, yourliveevent.com. Slinger bluffs to bunt. Richmond takes a lead off of first. She stays there as Slinger takes a bat back for a ball. Head coach for Northern Cass and Anthony Meyer giving the signs down the third base line here for the Jags. Here's the pitch on the way. That one's going to be a good bunt and a difficult play here for Ammerman, but barehands it nicely. And then the left fielder, DeBoard, had to come in and try to get to third as third was unevaded as Richmond kind of looked for a second to say, hey, should I maybe skip her down to third base? Instead, she'll take second. Sacrifice bunt there by Slinger, and now a runner in scoring position for Northern Cass as Addie Rust will step in, the second baseman here for Northern Cass. So after a leadoff walk, Danica Rath will try to work out of it in the circle. 1 down now, and this one is popped up and over the first base dugout foul, now 0-1. Just like in our last contest, a good-looking crowd here, especially up the right field line where a contingent of Northern Cass fans have made their way from the Hunter area. The same up the left field line. This one is hitting the air, and that's going to be a one-hopper. What a glove by Rowland and an absolute Peta Fuchsa. That'll be 6-3 on the putout. What a glove there by Rowland. That was a one-hopper on that one, and I think Sam Brand is asking if there had maybe been runner interference possibly as trying to grab that one was Rowland while Abby Richmond was hustling from second to third, but 6-3 on the putout, 2 outs now. We've seen some really good defense so far by the Vikings in this contest with the sacrifice bunt and alongside Roland flashing the leather at short. Here's the pitch on the way to Kenzie Anderson. That's in there for a strike now, 0-1. But Abby Richmond 60 feet away at third base now for Northern Cass, trying to get the first run of the game on our Bank North scoreboard. 0-1 here to the designated player. Now it's going to be 1-1 as Burchell bluffs the throw back down to Everman. Avery Everman's been in this system the last couple of years, playing a lot of softball as a underclassman for Kindred-Richland. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good off speed there. Spoiling the string is Danica Rath. Now 1-2. So Rath has a chance to get under the inning here and try to leave the leadoff walk at third base. Richmond drew a walk, able to get the second on the sac bunt. Now at third. This one foul, tipped to the net, and we'll keep it at 1-2. Tess Jalbert is due up next if Anderson can get aboard here for Northern Cass. 1 ball, 2 strikes here as Rath will look in and the pitch. This is popped up and right over us, and that'll go to another part of the softball complex here in Hillsboro. A Region 2 baseball tournament, that'll begin on Tuesday in Mayville. Region 1 baseball gets going again on Monday. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed, out in front, and hitting one to left is Anderson. Anderson was fooled, but had the bat stayed with it long enough through the zone and just poked one to left in front of the board, and it's a new score on a Bank North scoreboard. Northern Cass draws first blood, leading it 1-0. Richmond comes in to score. Anderson gets the RBI, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-0 game here for Northern Cass. So top of the first inning, the leadoff walk comes back in to score. This one will be a ball here to Jalbert. As now Tess takes up high. Now it'll be 1-0. Tess just an 8th grader here. Runner at first base again is Anderson. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch by Rath. Swung on and missed. They'll make it 1-1. Kenzie Anderson just about finding a way to put the barrel on the softball. That's what she was able to do for the RBI. Make it 1-0. Again, Northern Cass. Wind here in Hillsboro blowing out to straightaway center to left center field. This one is popped up and looking for it. That one's going to be out of play. As Fuchsa gave Abby Richmond's dad a bear hug up the first base line there, trying as hard to get to that softball. And Abby Richmond's dad just kind of having a nice little smirk with some of the Northern Cass fans. The softball was out of play, so he wasn't in contention, but still enough. Getting an opportunity to be part of the action here early. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Tess. The number 5 batter here in the lineup for Northern Cass. So in our last contest, the Pirates scored first, and they went on to win to a wire-to-wire victory. See if that can be the case here with Northern Cass. Swung on and missed. Rath able to get the strikeout, but not before Northern Cass plates the first run. 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors, and there was a runner left. A half inning complete here in Hillsboro. It's the Kindred-Richland Vikings coming to bat on your live event.
Do you want that new boat? Are you building onto your home? Maybe you want the new camper or ATV. Dakota Heritage Bank can help you. This is Dustin Nagel, president at Dakota Heritage Bank Hillsboro location. You can visit with me or our other loan officers to help with loans and lines of credit from Dakota Heritage Bank. We are serving you with locations in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers financial services you expect with a local perspective. dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Enderlin Alumni Association promotes the school and community, as over the past few years, Enderlin athletics have been greatly supported by alumni, from upgrades to the weight room, practice equipment, and technology. The Enderlin Alumni Association hopes to improve the quality of life for students and citizens by giving back to the community and keeping it local. The Enderlin Area School and Enderlin community would like to thank the Enderlin Alumni Association for their generous and continuing support. Good luck to our Enderlin Eagles at the Barnes County Tournament.
As we come back here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, top of the order, Roland, Mauk, and Burchell here to start for Kindred-Richland, head coach by Sam Brandt. Kindred-Richland Vikings girls basketball team, state champs here this past year, and everybody in Region 1 is glad Abby Dukeshire and company is graduating. That senior class has felt like they have played a lot in a number of different sports. But here in softball, just the one lone senior is Maddie Burchell. Outside of that, it's a bevy of freshmen here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. They've had some games this year where you say they maybe should have won. They have others where you say, well, maybe they should have lost. Love the shoelaces by Roland. The neon, you got the pink, and alongside the neon green. Here's the pitch on the way by Elise Sam, popped up and going to be playable here. It's going to be a one-hopper in front of Rust, and while Ari Anderson came off of first trying to glove it, she stopped. She looked at Rust, so it's an infield single by Roland. Hit them where they ain't, and it's going to be a leadoff knock here for Leah, and now it's going to be Rhea Mauk, the third baseman sophomore here. The second baseman sophomore coming to the plate. Leadoff batter got aboard for Northern Cass and scored with Richmond. We'll see if Kindred-Richland can match that here in the second after the Jags take the early 1-0 lead. This one in there for a strike. Roland staying put at first. Now 0-1. Burchell again batting third. Fuchsa, the cleanup batter, batting fourth. Danica Rath fifth and Jordheim sixth, the sophomore center fielder. 0-1 pitch up coming here by Elise Sam, looking into Jalbert behind the plate. This one is hit in the air, and that could split the gap. That will split the gap, as getting it in is going to be Gellner here. She throws it to second. Sam Brandt saying, come on in, and Roland slides in safely. It's a RBI double for Mauk, and wasting little time on the Vikings. Two batters up and a run in, and we're knotted at one apiece on our Bank North scoreboard. So Roland comes in to score. Mauk is able to get aboard, so a single and a double. And wasting very little time, Mauk is going to have the RBI double. So we're tied at one apiece. Roland and Mauk all as well. About two pitches in the at-bat. Runner going down the third. The throw is going to be by Slinger. And getting it back quickly is going to be Fix in left. So Mauk is able to get aboard with a double, then a stolen base. Head first line into third, and Sam Brandt just said stay there for right now. So Northern Cass seeing the pressure being put on by Kindred-Richland here. 0-1 in the count to Maddie Burchell, the senior catcher. 0-1 pitch on the way by Sand is low in the dirt. That's just going to squeak by for a moment from Jalbert, and that will be now 1-1. After Fuchsa, Rath, and Jordheim, DeBoard, Ammerman, and Essling, the 7, 8, and 9 batters here with DeBoard, Ammerman, and Essling. 1 ball, 1 strike here, bottom of the first. 2 up, and so far 1 in for Kindred-Richland. This one foul back. Now it'll be 1-2. Slinger in third base for Northern Cass. Richmond at short with Rust at second. Ari Anderson at first. Gellner in right, Weibly in center, and Fix in left here for the Jags. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Sand looking for the first out here at the bottom of the first. That one going to be blocked and in front. Nicely done there by Jalbert. Almost going to be more like a goalie in hockey, just trying to keep everything down low. Gets down to a knee. Keeps the runner at third base then, again with Mauk. 2-2 pitch on the way upcoming here for Sand. And the delivery. This one is hit on the ground. Richmond able to field it. She'll go to first. It's a one-hopper, gloved nicely by Anderson, but the run does come in. So the trick is done there as Burchell delivers the RBI. 6-3 on the putout. Mauk will come in to score, and Kindred-Richland takes their first lead of the contest. Also, Richmond at short just played it and said, just got to get the out here, not even looking at the runners. So base is clear. Mackenzie Fuchsa is up now. And the pitch. This one can be foul back. And 0-1. So again, base is clear here, as Fuchsa will be coming up for the sophomore first baseman. And right now, the Vikings wasting little time to get their first 2 runs of the game and take their first lead on our Bank North scoreboard here. And the pitch. Laying off. That one is going to be 1-1. Up next after that will be Danica Rath. Sand looking in to her battering rate in Jalbert, and the pitch. That one going to miss. So all of a sudden now working ahead in the count, here's Mackenzie Fuchsa. And you look up and down the lineup, it just is sophomore after sophomore here for Sam Brandt as well. So all of a sudden you start saying what could be possibly this year, but also for years to come. That'll miss low now 3-1. That's the one thing for softball. The sport has grown, but we have seen a number of rosters with 7th, 8th graders, some underclassmen as well. There's one or two teams that have a handful of seniors and juniors playing up and down the lineup. This one has popped up, and that'll be up the first base line and foul. 1 strike coming there, so now they'll call will be a full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Northern Cass with a run in the first. Kenzie Anderson RBI, which scored Richmond. And so far, Kindred-Richland able to get 2 runs here in the bottom half of the first. Sand with the 3-2 pitch. This one is foul. That one's going to be hit down the right field line, and that's going to be nicely done by Gellner to track that one down the line for out number 2. Danica Rath, the pitcher, is coming up next. So after a roll-in leadoff single, a Mauk double, which plated Leah from first base, Mauk was able to get the stolen base to third, and that allowed her to come in after the Burchell grounder to Richmond at shortstop. And now it's going to be Danica Rath. Danica Rath fouled at the plate, now 0-1. Sam Brandt, head coach, here for Kindred-Richland up the third base line, giving some instructions to Rath at the plate. 0-1 pitch upcoming. That one will be missing now, 1-1. One thing about Sam, word you could call her is fiery. Always there working, trying to get her team up for any type of a contest or a game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Rath, the righty matchup here in the bottom of the first inning, and the pitch. This one is popped up. That'll be 1-2. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors again for providing coverage throughout this Region 1 softball tournament. Without them, we would not be here in Hillsboro. Some of our feature sponsors as well, Irie Insurance, American Crystal Sugar, Bank North, and a host of others for providing coverage here in Hillsboro today, Monday, and Tuesday. The 1-2 pitch, this one is hit in the air, but playable. Weibly and Fix come over, and is that going to be a catch? Yes, it is. Weibly and Fix almost ran into each other, and somehow Weibly was able to put her mitt on the ground and catch it, and she has the biggest smile on her face as she comes in here to retire the side. That one was awfully close. 2 runs come in, though, for Kindred-Richland. It's a new score. The Vikings up by 1 on your live event.
The Erickson Agency in Hillsboro is an independent insurance agency. That means they have access to a number of national and regional companies to find you the best combination of price and coverage for your home, autos, or business insurance needs. They also represent Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Sanford Health for your group or individual health insurance, as well as Medicare supplements. Stop by the office at 502 West Caledonia Avenue or call Lee at 701-636-5852. The Erickson Agency in Hillsboro, a proud supporter of the HCV boroughs.
Top of the second inning we go. Northern Cass, Sand, Anderson, and Fix coming up next. But going back to that play again by Weibly, she had to go into the gap there with Fix, and they avoided the collision, and then Weibly looked down, and she put her mitt down and said, I have a softball here. And then by the time she came in, got a nice little bear hug by 1 or 2 of her teammates, and now Northern Cass is coming up to the plate. So both teams able to get at least a run across in the first. We'll see how the pitchers come in here in the second as Rath is on the mound for her second inning of work in the circle. This one's going to be a jam shot. Playable, though, for Mauk at second. Flips it over to first, and that'll be the out on that one. So that'll be 4-3 on the put-out. 1 down now here in the second inning. So Ari Anderson, the sophomore first baseman, will be coming up now, as Anderson will have nobody on, 1 out here in the second. The pitch, that'll be missing for a ball, now 1-0. Anderson, the sophomore first baseman here, Ari for short, or Ariana, and the 1-0 offering. This one is hit on the ground. Roland is there. That one's going to get through her. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. She had a chance to make a play on it. It'll be E6. Anderson is able to get aboard with 1 out now in the second. So Casey Fix, the sophomore left fielder, will step in. We've seen Roland already flash the leather one time. Nice there as Ammerman trying to take any bunt away option up the third baseline. Same thing for Fuchsa at first. And the pitch on the way to the number 8 batter. This one will be to Rath. Will they have a chance or two? They get one. The relay, that one's not going to be in time, and it's also past the first baseman, Fuchsa. So reaching on a fielder's choice will be Fix. Out at second is Anderson, and 2 down quickly here on the top of the second. Abby Weibley, the number 9 batter, is coming up to the plate. A sophomore here and the center fielder for Northern Cass. Runner at first base is going to be Fix, and the pitch. Taking a good lead there was Fix, and by the time she got about 5 to 6 feet off the first base, kind of froze a little bit to see what Burchell was going to do behind the plate. Now 0-1. Burchell's got a cannon. If you're going to run on her, you better get a really good lead. Now 0-2. So one nice thing as a senior as well, sometimes as much as it's trying to have a senior pitcher, it's having a senior catcher who can keep everything in front of her and then also be a really good out-getter in terms of stolen bases. 0-2 pitch. Burchell set up way outside, and Danica Rath missed her spot. Now 1-2. Goes back to the top of the lineup with Abby Richmond. If Weibley can get aboard here for the Jags. Northern Cass trails it by a run. 1-2 offering. This one is going to be grounded up the third base line for a moment. Foul, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kindred-Richland, their 13th game of the season. For Northern Cass, this is game number 14. The Vikings 10-2. The Jags sit at 8-5. 1-2 pitch. That one, strike 3 looking, and that'll retire the side. No runs. There was no hits, an error, and run runner left. An inning and a half complete. It's 2-1 with the Vikings coming to the plate on your live event.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. The Goose River Bank wants to bring banking to you. The days of coming into the bank to do business are changing. With digital banking, you can choose how and when you want to do business with us. We will still be here when you need us, but sometimes it's more useful to bank from the seat of your tractor, the kitchen counter, or even while you're on the go. Let the Goose River Bank become your community bank. We believe that a strong bank builds strong communities, and we would be proud to be your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As we go to the bottom of the second inning on our Bank North scoreboard here, it's Kindred-Richland 2-1 against the Northern Cass Jaguars. And Northern Cass will be back in the field. And for the Vikings, they'll be sending their 6, 7, and 8 batters in Jansen Jordheim, Rebbing aboard, and Avery Ammerman. So 6, 7, and 8 here for Kindred-Richland coming up to the plate. Fernando doing a nice job behind the scenes here, being our producer. Chase Miller with you here in Hillsboro. This one's going to be hit, and that's going to be an infield single here for Jordheim. Nice glove there by Russ to stop it from going into right center field, but by the time she was able to glove it and try to fire over, Jordheim was hustling up the first base line, so that's an infield hit and hit number 3 for Kindred-Richland. Remington Board, the sophomore left fielder, will be stepping to the plate. She looks for her sign for Sam Brandt, and now she will dig in. Slinger expecting a bunt up at third. The same for Anderson at first. The speedy Jordheim, see if she goes here on the pitch. She will stay put, and that one will be one up on the zone and 1-0 to Remy DeBoard. For those of you that are just joining us, Kindred-Richland able to score 2 runs in the first inning off a roll-in. Came in after a leadoff single, and then she came in off a Mauk double. This one will be 2-0 now. 2 pitches, again, both out of the zone, almost thinking that Jordheim is going to steal for second. And now 2 balls and no strikes here to the number 7 batter, DeBoard. This one in the dirt, now 3-0. So back-to-back innings here for Kindred-Richland to get their leadoff runner on, and they want to tack on to the 1-run lead already here in the second inning. 3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. That would be a 4-pitch walk, and the first walk here as Elise Sand is given up. Jornheim gains second base. DeBoer now at first, and Avery Ammerman steps up to the plate. Ammerman, the sophomore third baseman here for Kindred-Richland. Earlier today, Region 2 softball tournament, Mayport, CG, Grafton, and Thompson all advance with wins. Here's the pitch on the way to Ammerman. That one going to be a ball, now 1-0. So pretty much chalk has been the name of the game in Region 2. Thompson, Mayport, CG, Grafton all won with the 10-run rule plus. Thompson won by 18 over Larimore in 5. A 10-run win for Grafton in 6. This one is popped up. Sand calls everybody off and able to make the catch for the first out of the second inning. Now it's up to Essling here, the right-fielded sophomore, to step up to the plate. Mayport CG also with a 10-0 win over Dakota Prairie in 6 innings. Danica Hansen with the no-hitter for the Patriots. The Region 2 softball tournament a little bit different than Region 1 with 8 teams in Region 2. Region 1 has 6. This one's going to be hit and on the ground. That's going to be a fair ball as it goes off the glove of Anderson. Runners coming in to score, and sliding in safely is going to be Jornheim. Jornheim's going to come in. Remy DeBoer goes first to third, and it's going to be a tough one to give the air to the Anderson, but it hit her right in the glove, and it bounced off, so that'll allow the runner in Essling to get to first base. And coming in via the air that time will be Jornheim, who was hustling, and Sam Brandt was waving her in right away as that one went up the first base line. And back to the top of the lineup now, it's going to be Leah Rowland here to the plate. So the Vikings have scored in the first and now in the second. This one is being hit in the air. That's to Gellner in right. Gellner makes the catch. Coming in on the sacrifice fly is DeBoer. It's now 4-1 Vikings. So DeBoer comes in to score. 2 down now with a runner at first with Essling, and it's 4-1 on our Bank North scoreboard.
Now batting the second baseman, number 11, Graham Malk.
So 2 down here in the top of the second inning. 4-1 is your score on our Bank North scoreboard. At the runner at first base. And the pitch. That one will miss low. So give the sacrifice fly again to Rowland as Malk will step up. So the Vikings wasting little time here in the bottom half of the order. As well as we go back to the top, it's been about 1 or 2 pitches. Try to put the bat through the zone and see if you can get someone moving around the base pass. So 2 outs again here in the second inning. 2 balls, no strikes on the way with Malk. Doubled with a run scored and a run driven in so far. Malk hits one up the third base line. Slinger is there, goes across the diamond, and that's going to get past the first baseman, Anderson. Anderson tried to glove it, but then it went off of her mitt, and that'll get the runners at the corners now. And going to second base, there was no time called. Scampering there is going to be Malk. So no one called time, and Malk went right from first to second, and now runners will be at second and third. As Anthony Meyer calls for a timeout here. So Essling stands at third base. Malk stands at second. After the air there, Slinger went to Anderson and hit her in the glove. And there's, again, 2 outs here in the inning. So runners will be at second and third now for Kindred-Richland with Maddie Burchell coming to the plate. So the sacrifice fly by Rowland. And then you also have the run coming in as well for Kindred-Richland. So it's been the little things right now after the air. And 2 so far in this inning have proved costly for the Jags defense. (4-1) Kindred-Richland with Maddie Burchell, the number 3 batter, stepping into the plate. Burchell hits one, and that's going to be over the second baseman, Russ. 1 run is in. Malk is rounding third. She's going to come in to score. It's a bases clearing 2 RBI single for Burchell, and the Vikings now lead at 6-1. Essling comes in from third. Malk comes in from second. She was off on the pitch. 6-1 as Burchell delivers the goods there with the 2 RBI single. going the other way with it. And the Vikings ambushing the Jags right now in the second inning with 4 runs across. Burchell will stay at first base. Here's Mackenzie Fuchs, the 8th batter to the plate for the Vikings here. Now 1-0. Danica Rath is due up next. And right now, Elise Sand looks in, and the pitch. That one will miss at the shoelaces. Now 2 balls and no strikes. You win this game, you get closer to the Region 1 championship, and if you play in the Region 1 championship, that means you're heading down South I-29 here from Hillsboro to Fargo for the state tournament. That one's going to be hit down the right field line, just missing, and foul. Now 2-1. First weekend of June, that Thursday through Saturday, will be the state softball tournament, Class B in Fargo. The state A softball tournament will be in Jamestown, where last year that was where the B tournament was. Central Cass won the state title. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one is going to be hit in the air, but right to Richmond. A line drive to the shortstop. That'll retire the side. But the damage is done. 4 runs come across in the bottom of the second inning. On our Bank North scoreboard, it's 6-1, Kindred-Richland.
Whether you're in need of a short-term or long-term care stay, Halsted Living Center offers a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care. With Halsted Living Center, there is an attached medical clinic and independent senior housing facility. Physical, occupational, and speech therapy services are available for both inpatient and outpatient. Respite care is available too, as well as hospice services. Call 218-456-2105 for openings available now with Halsted Living Center, or find more information at halstedlivingcenter.com. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities and encourages all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs, encouraging everyone to promote school spirit, sportsmanship, and to support the Hillsboro Central Valley students. It's the Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club.
We go to the top of the third inning on our Bank North scoreboard. Fans, Bank North offers the traditional and advanced products and services that keep you grounded and ahead of the curve in today's fast-paced world. To learn more about Bank North, visit ibanknorth.com. That's ibanknorth.com, or stop by their location in and around the Hunter region today. Northern Cass, Richmond, Slinger, and Rust. The top of the lineup coming up here for Northern Cass, a game that started at 4:10, just over a half hour old, as we're in the top of the third inning. And right now for the Jags, getting the first run of the game, it's been 6 straight ever since for the Vikings. And Northern Cass just looking to at least stop the bleeding for a moment with the top of the lineup here, trying to get a run or two crossed and trying to put some goose eggs up when they're back out in the field. Richmond walked with a run scored. Leadoff walk always come back and haunt you some way, somehow in baseball and softball, as it'll be now 1-0. As Danica Rath looks in, and this one is going to be fouled up the third base line. Now 1-1. Jake Burkmeyer doing a little bit of everything here for this contest between Kindred-Richland and Northern Cass. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Danica Rath looks back over to Sam Brandt, gets the sign and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed with Richmond. Now it's going to be 1-2. Avery Ammerman at third base, rolling again at short with Mauk at second, Fuchsa at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is hit in the air, and this one might spell trouble. Jordheim, though, makes a great catch in center field. If that gets by Jordheim, that has a double written all over it. Instead, it's going to be a loud out here to get things going in the top of the third inning. So 1 down now on the third, as Allie Slinger will step in with a sacrifice bunt her last time up. Here's the pitch from Rath. This will be in the dirt. Now 1-0. Addie Rust is due up next. I'd like to also thanks our Ryan Updahl agency of Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsboro. In-game update. We'll get to that here after 3 innings of play. This one is going to be foul back now 1-1. Danica Rath on for her third inning of work so far. She's gotten 7 outs, 1 walk, a strike against her. And she has given up one base knock. That was from Kenzie Anderson. So just one hit against her so far through 7 outs of work. And the offering, this one is going to miss low, now 2-1. Region 1 baseball tournament comes back on Monday. Kindred-Richland will host Northern Cass. In a win, you advance to play the Squirrels in the championship. You lose, your season comes to an end. 2 balls, 1 strike. That misses for a ball. Now 3-1. So Kindred-Richland and Northern Cass, that'll be on Monday at 5 o'clock in Castleton. Winner will play the Central Cass Squirrels following that. 3-1 offering on the way. This one is going to be laced down the right field line. The right fielder's there, comes in, plays the win, and Essling able to get the second out. So fly out to center and a fly out to right to get things going in the top of the 3rd inning. Region 2 softball tournament, that'll continue as well on Monday. That'll be Monday afternoon with 3 games. 1 game we know so far, Mayport, CG, and Grafton. Thompson plays the winner of Langdon area and Carrington following that around 3 o'clock. This one is foul back, now 0-1. Region 1 softball tournament resumes as well on Monday here in Hillsboro, where there will be 4 games on Monday, but we really will figure out the final teams that will remain for a chance at the Region 1 title and a trip to state. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Addie Rust, the sophomore second baseman, and the 1-1 pitch. This one will be in the dirt. 1 hopper, now 2-1. Enderlin plays Central Cass at noon. The loser of this game will play Hillsboro Central Valley at 2. Both those contests are loser out games. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, now 2-2. And the loser out bracket, the winner of Enderlin Central Cass against the winner of Hillsboro Central Valley, and the loser of this game would play at 6 o'clock then on Monday night. The semifinal will have the Pirates fast pitch against the winner of this one at 4 o'clock. Hit on the ground. Roland goes across the diamond. Good scoop there by Fuchsa at first. 6-3 on the putout. 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 2nd, 3rd inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 2.5 complete. It's Kindred-Richland up by 5.
Hillsboro Drug and Gift, your community Health Mart pharmacy, brings you the feel-good savings on your healthcare needs. Keep the allergies at bay with Health Mart Allergy Relief 30-count tablets, just $14.99. Health Mart Ibuprofen 100-count coated tablets, just $3.99. 100-count pack of Health Mart calcium tablets for just $7.49. You can also get a 2-pack of COVID-19 tests for just $15.95 at Hillsboro Drug and Gift. Hillsboro Drug and Gift and Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. You can enjoy some great food with a stop at the Hillsboro Vets Club. Each Friday in May, the Vets Club is serving up their Friday night burger baskets. Enjoy the fresh 1/3 pound burgers served up with a side of fries Friday nights from 5:30 to 7 p.m. On Saturdays, you can get some delicious roasted chicken from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. or until it's gone. Fries and coleslaw also available. Takeout and indoor dining options are available at the Hillsboro Vets Club. And don't forget to check out the appetizers each Wednesday at the Hillsboro Vets Club.
Bottom of the 3rd inning we go. Kindred-Richland 5 runs ahead of Northern Cass right now as Danica Rath, Jansen Jordheim, and Rebbe DeBoard are due up here. 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Kindred-Richland Vikings coming up. Rath finished the 1st inning with a fly out to the center fielder Weibly here as Elise Sand is back on the mound here for Northern Cass. And the pitch, that'll be in there for a strike. Now 0-1. Sanday Jr. here for Northern Cass. A couple of seniors on their roster with Mackenzie Anderson. Also Slinger Richmond here. This one going to be foul. Now 0-1. Delaney Schmidt as well. So Northern Cass 4 seniors here for head coach Anthony Meyer on the opposite side. Just 1 again for Kindred-Richland. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way with Sand. This one is hit up the 3rd baseline foul. We'll keep it at 0-2. 2 runs on 2 hits in the 1st for the Vikings. 4 runs, 2 hits. Able to score a couple runs with 2 Jags errors as well. They left 1 runner on base in the 2nd. For Northern Cass, 1 run on 1 hit in the 1st with a runner left. Then no runs in the 1st and no runs in the 3rd as well. 0-2 pitch on the way to Rath. This one will miss on her part. Now 1-2. as Jalbert had to come out of her crouch position there and catch that one. Rise ball that just kept on rising. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. This one is laced to left. That'll be a 2-hopper in front of the left fielder Fix, and it's a leadoff base hit here for Kindred-Richland. As a runner at first base now will be Danica Rath. So Rath will come out with a courtesy runner as well. Coming into courtesy run will be Riley Rankin here for Kindred-Richland.
Courtesy runner for the Vikings, number 3, Riley Rankin.
So coming up will be Jansen Jordheim here. Jansen with a single and a run scored in the second. Nobody out here for Kindred-Richland. And the Vikings, a chance to do what they did in the first and the second. That's get a crooked number on that scoreboard with the leadoff batter. Every inning there's been a leadoff batter to get aboard here for the Vikings. This one will miss outside for a ball to Jordheim, now 1-0. Roland led off the first with a single and a run scored. Jordheim led off the second, again with a leadoff and a run scored. And now Danica Rath, the same exact thing, a leadoff single, and we'll see if she can come around. This one will be missing outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Kindred-Richland, number 2 seed, have 3 state titles in program history in 2014, 16, and 17 for the Vikings. This one swung on and missed, now 2-1. Kindred-Richland won their first state title over Central Cass in 2014, 3-2. This one goes all the way to second now after the errant throw. So Rankin able to get to second base now in scoring position here for the Vikings. So Rankin again at second base here for Kindred-Richland. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. As Elise Sand will look in, and the pitch. This one to the backstop. Now Rankin's going to scamper down the third base. There is no throw, and the Kindred-Richland Vikings have a runner 60 feet from home. 3 balls and 1 strike here to the number 6 batter in the lineup for Kindred-Richland. The next batter is Remington Board, due up next here for the Vikings. So Elise Sand looks in, and the 3-1 pitch. That'll miss for a ball, and it's a walk, the second one of the contest. And now runners at the corners here with no outs for the Vikings. The Vikings are like piranhas on the base pass. They just keep on moving, and you give them an opportunity. They're going to take that extra 60 feet and try to get into scoring position. Hard charging here are the Vikings in terms of their base running abilities in this one. So runner at first base is Jordheim. Rankin is at third, and Remington Board steps up to the plate, and the Board hits one up, and that will be foul up the first base line. Now 0-1. Mentioned about Kindred-Richland, a title in 2014 over Central Cass, a 2-run win over Grafton in 2016. They won by a run over the Squirrels in 17, and then in 2019 finished as runner-up to Central Cass 6-2. And the pitch, this one will be in the dirt. The runner will go from first to second here in Jordan as she was leaving with the pitch already. And that'll be 1-1. Avery Emmerman's due up next. Region 1, there's only 6 teams here in the region, but it is arguably the toughest region in the state. 1-1 pitch is popped up and playable here for Sand. Sand is able to glove it. Now will be 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So a pop out there for the Board. And now it's going to be Avery Ammerman coming to the plate. Enderlin Maple Valley won it in 2012, over a decade ago now. Kindred-Richland, 3 titles in Central Cass, 5 titles, and the Squirrels have won the last 3 tournaments that have been played in 18, 19, and 2021. No tournament in 2020 with COVID. This one's going to be a bunt, and trying to get there safely. Coming in to score is going to be Rankin from third. Beating out an infield bunt is going to be Ammerman, and our runners will be at first and second. So Ammerman able to get the run to come across here, and it's now 7-1 Vikings. So Ammerman will have the ribby. And there's going to be one down here in the inning. So just one out again in the third. So Rath got aboard, Jordheim with the walk. DeBoer popped out to the pitcher, and then Ammerman was able to beat out that bunt up and get to first base. This one fouled here with Essling. So now 0-1. Kindred-Richland will get back to the third time through their order here, with Roland due up next for the Vikings. It's been all Kindred so far in this one, and they've scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and 1 so far in the third. This one is hit on the ground. Rolling up through that to go to Richmond. So going from second to third is going to be Jordheim. Out at second is Amerman, and Essling able to get aboard on the force out. 2 down now here in the inning. Nice play there by Russ as that ball kind of rolled up on her to at least get the runner at second, and Richmond was there, so getting retired will be 6-4, make it 4-6 on the put-up. Leah Rowland is due up now with a sacrifice fly her last time up as Rowland will take a ball. They have the quick whip throw back to third. Diving in safely there is Jordheim, and going from first to second is going to be Essling. So runners in scoring position now at second and third. 1 ball, no strike here to Rowland. Rowland is 1 of 1 in the game with a run driven in and a run scored. A hit here, you start talking about the mercy rule maybe coming into play. 4.5 innings if you lead by 10 or more, and the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-0. We've seen that twice so far here today where the mercy rule has came in effect. 1 game has gone the complete 7. That was our last one. But Mike Lowe's fast pitch Pirate softball team going up against Central Cass. That'll be a ball. Good block at the plate now. 3-0. Jalbert's been busy this afternoon into the early part of the evening upcoming here as we reach the top of the 5 o'clock hour. 3-0 on the way with Sand and the pitch. That'll miss. It's a 4-pitch walk, and Sand is aboard for the second time here this afternoon. Roland's aboard for the second time this afternoon. Sand gives up her 3rd walk, and now it's going to be Bria Mauk. So Mauk has reached base twice, once with a double in the first and an error in the second. She came in to score both times. Bases full of Vikings with 2 outs in the third. This one is hit on the ground. Slinger is there, goes across the diamond to Anderson, and able to apply the tag to retire the side. 5-3 on the putout, but not before Kindred-Richland puts another run up on the board as they lead it 7-1. We go to the top of the 4th inning on our Bank North scoreboard. It's the Vikings up by 6.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to irieinsurance.com.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrant, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
Top of the 4th inning here for Northern Cass. Kenzie Anderson, Tess Jalbert, and then Elise Sand. They're 4, 5, and 6 batters due up here for Northern Cass. And Northern Cass starting to look up. You're starting to run a little bit out of outs here as you're down by 6. As this one's going to be a ball here to Kenzie Anderson. Here is Denica Rathazon in the circle for her 4th inning of work. Final in Region 2 softball, Langen Area Edmore Munich 19, Carrington 3. This one's going to be hit up the first base line. Foul now 1-1. So Region 2 softball bracket, your single elimination portion is done. Carrington program, I believe it's in its 2nd year of inception for high school softball, fairly youthful. This one in there for a strike, now 1-2. So the Region 2 softball tournament, the 4 teams that remain, Mayport CG will play Grafton on Monday at 1. Then Thompson will play Langdon following that. And then the final game on Monday on your live event will be the loser out game between those 2 games. So this one's going to be a hit by batter, as taking first base will be Anderson here. That'll be a second free pass with Danica Rath. So Tess will be coming up to the plate with a runner on first base here. Northern Cass be their first leadoff runner on since the first inning. If there's any good omen, Abby Richmond came in and scored. And also, so far between the combined teams, as this one's going to be hit on the ground, Tess Jalbert is going to hit into a fielder's choice. So Roland goes to Malk 6-4 to retire Anderson. Tess is going to reach base with a fielder's choice, now 1 down in the 4th inning, as Sand will step up to the plate here for Northern Cass. So the Jags right now, so far just with 1 hit, as Sand hits one foul up the first base line. That'll be a strike, now 0-1. Kindred-Richland 3 times in this game they've had their leadoff runner on, and 3 times the leadoff runner came in. Northern Cass 1 time it's happened, and they've been able to bring him in. So if any omen is there, good omen here for Northern Cass. As Rath, this one is going to be off the glove of Roland. That's going to be into left field. Roland made a good attempt, but now runners will be at first and second. Tess is going to be at second base. Elise takes first after the knock there. Now it's going to be Ari Anderson coming to the plate. Anderson reached base on an error by Roland her last time up in the 2nd inning. And Northern Cass put a couple of runners on here, a chance to cut into that deficit here in the 4th inning. Coming up after this, we'll get to our Ryan Opdahl agency at Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsboro. And this one's going to roll and hit her. So now bases will be loaded of Jags. And coming up will be Casey Fix. As Fix will be stepping up to the plate here. So runner at third base now is Jalbert. Sand at second, Anderson at first. And if there was an opportune time for Northern Cass to get back in the game, it'd be right now. This is a slow grounder. Rath flips it to Burchell, and they beat the runner there at home. 2 down, everybody goes 60 feet up on the fielder's choice. Jalbert's going to be out at home. Sand takes third base. Anderson at second. And Fix on the first pitch hits one, a little grounder that Danica Rath was able to field and get out number 2. And we're going to have a new batter coming up here, or possibly a courtesy runner here for Northern Cass. So Casey Fix again is at first base, and we'll see what we're going to have here, as Abby Richmond is the on-deck batter and Abby Weibly is the scheduled hitter. But we'll see who will come up now for Northern Cass as we look up the first base dugout here. Is trying to get through for a moment. And stepping in will be Hannah Anderson. Anderson is the junior here. So Hannah with a chance with bases loaded to come up big here for Northern Cass. This will be her first at-bat of the contest here for the Jags. So Anderson again will come up. Danica Rath, one good pitch away from getting out of the situation here in the 4th inning. Region 1 softball tournament, double elimination. First pitch swinging as Anderson hits that one foul, now 0-1. So if you lose here today for these 4 games, you still have a chance to keep your season alive. If you win, though, you put yourself in a very fortuitous situation for the rest of the tournament. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, now 0-2. Double elimination, you see it in the NCAA tournament as well once you get to the regionals, where if you win, you keep on advancing, moving on. If you lose, well, then you can't lose more than twice, otherwise your season comes to a close. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch by Rath popped up, but out of play, foul, and we'll keep it at 0-2. If Hannah Anderson's able to get aboard, it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Abby Richmond. as Anderson now will have to battle down 0-2. Chokes up on the bat a little bit here. Takes a outside pitch, now 1-2. At third base is going to be Sand. At second, Ari Anderson. And first again is Fix. Northern Cass looking to cut into the 6-run deficit right now. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Instead, Rath gets the strikeout. Second strikeout comes at a great time. Make it her third strikeout comes at a great time for Kindred-Richland. No runs across. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Kindred-Richland up by 6.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney wing of the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah Melody, and staff are proud to promote local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. You'll see everything from honey and jams, puzzles, and year-round gift baskets at Mindak Market. Stop by the store in West Acres or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
MLGC offers ultra-high-speed broadband, streaming TV, telephone, advanced business services, and commercial-grade video surveillance services. MLGC has a goal to continue to deliver future technologies that make rural communities in North Dakota vibrant places in which to live and do business in. They're your local provider who prides itself on its unmatched customer service with a small-town touch. MLGC has offices in Enderlin, Cooperstown, and Kindred. For more info, go to mlgc.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning, it's going to be the heart of the order here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Burchell, Fuchsa, and Rath, the 3, 4, and 5 batters here. And Kindred-Richland, if they score 4 runs in this half inning and have a goose egg when they go back to play some defense, the 10-run rule variety would come in effect. Right now, if you're Northern Cass, you want to find a way to make sure that you're going to not allow that to happen here. As Anthony Meyer will come in here, and we might have some new defensive placement and substitutions here. So we'll find out what those are going to be in a moment as Ari Anderson will come out. Now Slinger is going to be at first base as she'll go across. Casey Fix now will be at third base. And we'll try to find out here who's going to be in center. Center base is going to be Gellner. So Gellner's going to go to left field. Weibly still in center. And then at right field here, it's going to be Mackenzie Anderson. So Mackenzie Anderson will be in right. So after Weibly comes on in center, Gellner in left, Mackenzie Anderson in right. Slinger goes across the diamond to first. Looks like Rust is still at second base. Richmond at short. You have Fix again at third, and the catcher is Tess Jalbert. So they make a couple of substitutions here, and this will allow the coaching staffs to come together, take a look at each other's lineup cards, and make sure that offensive substitutions are in order. And this gives us the perfect time to get to our in-game report, brought to you in part by Ryan Optel Agency at Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-5777 for your insurance request. Visit with Ryan Optel. So here's how we got to our 7-1 game so far. Northern Cass, a Kenzie Anderson RBI in the first inning. After that, 7 straight by Kindred-Richland. A Mauk RBI double to tie the game at 1. A Burchell base knock to make it 2-1. Roland able to get a sacrifice fly, which made it 3-1. As Kindred-Richland also scored on an error later in the inning. Then Burchell hit a 2 RBI single, made it 6-1, and Amberman with an RBI to make it 7-1. 4 runs again in the second, 1 run in the third, and you had 2 runs in the first here for Kindred-Richland. The Vikings so far, 7 runs across, 6 hits. They have left 4 runners on, and Kindred-Richland has 1 error against. For Northern Cass so far, 1 run off of 1 hit. They've left 5 runners at base, and Northern Cass has 2 errors against them. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here as the defensive placements are out and still throwing some grounders here back and forth across the diamond in this one. Elise Sand still in the circle for Northern Cass. So after the changes will conclude here, we'll get back to the heart of the order, but right now it's a stalemate. And Allie Slinger just kind of warming at first base a little bit more, kind of keeping everybody loose in the infield. But right now the question, I think, for our umpiring crew here, talking with both of the coaching staffs, we first had that said, yep, coming back into the game was Abby Weibly, as she was having a pinch hitter came in. So was Weibly returns to first, got the thumbs up, and then all of a sudden when Birchall was going to step into the plate, it was, hold on a second, we have some new changes here. So how will it affect the lineup will be another question. Is coming in from left field now is Ari Anderson, and going out to left field is going to be Hannah Anderson. So just switch the first name around, but keep Anderson in left. So Hannah Anderson, the junior, will be in left now. So we'll keep scratching out some different players here on our roster. And then we'll be good to go. As now Sam Brandt comes over here for Kindred-Richland to take a look. Got to make sure, again, you talk about flex players, there's designated players here in softball. You can allow runners to come on and be a courtesy runner. And now we might have one more. Nope, check that. That's just getting some face gear. We just had Addison Winterquist came out for a second, but she just gave the face gear to Casey Fix at third base. But again, in high school, softball and alongside baseball, you have the designated player or designated hitter, kind of that flex player where they might not bat in the order, but if you ever take your designated player out, then you lose it, kind of like losing your DH in what was former just the American League and Major League Baseball, as if your DH came out of the game, for example, if you had two catchers, one was a catcher, one was a designated hitter. If the catcher got injured and the DH had to go to catcher, then your DH went out of the lineup and your pitcher had to hit. So that's still a case in baseball. It's just you don't see it too terribly often. If you're a Twins fan, you've been waiting to see if it was going to happen this year with Gary Sanchez and Jeffers kind of being the 1-2 combination for Twins baseball this year. But the good news is Maddie Birchall's coming in to the batter's box. Bad news is we still don't have everybody to where they're supposed to be, and it's a delay that's now taken a handful of minutes here of the Region 1 softball tournament. YourLiveEvent.com, very busy day today. Kevin Kochman alongside James and Leaf Bakken. We're up in Mayville for the Northeast Track and Field meet. If you missed any part of that, you can go to Your Live Event. Also, the Region 2 softball tournament with Joel Morgan. He's got his gear packed up and heading down south here after 4 games earlier today in Mayville. This is game number 4 here of the Region 1 softball tournament as well. And this is the longest delay that we've had here in terms of anything, knock on wood, for player injuries or something of that part for day number 1. Our coverage continues for both Region 1 baseball and softball on Monday, Region 2 softball on Monday, Region 2 baseball gets underway on Tuesday officially. It's crazy. Region 2 baseball is going to start on Tuesday, and Region 1 baseball's tournament could be done. But that's just how it works a little bit. And also, as Jake Berkmeyer says, it depends on how long this delay goes in the background here. Also, something that's a little bit different just because you do have dual sport athletes. State track and field is next weekend, which is why you don't go right from a region baseball tournament to a state baseball tournament, for example, as you would in the winter season. So they're still talking it over here, and now it's not even the coaches for Northern Cass. The coaches for Northern Cass are in their dugout. It's the coaches for Kindred-Richland on right now, just kind of looking over the umpiring crew here. So as it stands right now, the infield is in, just talking things over for Northern Cass here, back and forth. The outfield is just kind of standing put and pat, both in right, left, and center field, where it's Weibly in left. Hannah Anderson is in left field now. Weibly in center, and Mackenzie Anderson is now moved over to right. With the changes, Slinger is going to be at first, Rust at second with Richmond at short. Fix goes to third base after playing in left, and still Tess will be behind the plate here for Northern Cass, the 8th grader. This Region 1 softball game started at 4:10, so now officially over an hour old. This delay has gone longer than some of the innings we've had here today. And I think we're going to be ready for softball here as everyone is back to their normal positions. So let's play some softball here for the Region 1 softball tournament. Burchell, Fuchsa, and Danica Rath again, the 3, 4, and 5 batters. And I think it's just a matter of the substitution and making sure can that player re-enter or not. That's always a question in baseball and softball at the high school level, if someone can come back in or if they are officially done for the rest of the day. But regardless, Burchell will come up to the plate now as we get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Elise Sand on to work for her 4th in the circle. And that one will be down low for a ball after the long delay. Burchell with a RBI in the 1st, a single in the 2nd as well. Burchell has delivered 3 runs so far, driven in here for the senior Viking. 1-0 pitch on the way. That'll miss. Now 2-0. Softball, too, you always kind of hear some chants and some different cheers up the dugout in terms of 2-0. And right now we hear the Jeopardy theme song going up the third base line. This one is going to be hit on the ground. There's a second baseman, Russ. Tries to backhand it, and Burchell is on for her 2nd time today. Tough play by Russ, the one-hopper hit her right in the mitt as Burchell gets aboard, and now it's going to be Fuchsa. Fuchsa with a fly out to right and a line drive to Richmond to retire the side in the 2nd. Fuchsa might be on our all-region name team, at least, in terms of last name. And the pitch. Looking to bunt is Fuchsa, going from 1st to 2nd. The throw down, that's going to be into center field. Rounding 2nd, on her way to 3rd is going to be Burchell, and Burchell now 60 feet away. So that'll be an error on the catcher for the throw down. And now at 3rd base is Burchell. And a lot of times you'll see the catcher actually be courtesy run for just to keep the game moving. But Burchell has not been that kind of player throughout here this season. That kind of athlete that can continue to round the bases, continue to hustle, and try to get home. This one is hit in the air, but in the infield here, Russ calls everybody off at 2nd, does, and 1 down now in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Danica Rath will be coming up to the plate. Rath with a single, and then Rankin came in as a courtesy runner and came in to score for her in the 3rd, and Rath flew out to Weibly in center, her first time up in the 1st inning. 1 down now with Rath at 3rd. This will be a ball on the outside now, 1-0. Kindred-Richland, the Vikings have been that kind of team over the season where you say on the eastern side of the state who is going to have a chance. This one gets by the catcher. Jalber coming in as Rath. Head first slide on the score, and it's now 8-1. So Maddie Burchell, will come in to score. Danica Rath sees that one go behind the plate. That'll be 2-0 now to Rath. And Burchell comes in from 3rd base. 8-1 Vikings, with 1 out now in the bottom of the 4th inning. So kind of the small ball variety there by Burchell, forcing the pressure on the defense. Now 3-0. Able to get to 2nd on the stolen base, and the error by the catcher allowed her to get to 3rd. And the small ball, just hustle type of plays here for the Vikings have been a little bit of the difference maker in their 7-run lead. This one going to be fouled, and this will go off the catcher as well and the umpire for a moment as he will take a quick little second for a breather. 3-1 upcoming. Talking about Kindred-Richland over the years, 5 state titles for Central Cass, 3 for Kindred-Richland. They've been really the team that has said, okay, if you can beat the Vikings, you might have a chance to play at a state tournament and maybe make some noise. They've been awfully good here in Class B softball over the years. 3-2 upcoming to Rath. This one is hit in the air, and that's going to be the left fielder, and not going to be able to catch it there for Northern Cass is Hannah Anderson. On her way to 2nd, holding up there. It's going to be a double for Danica Rath. Rath with her 2nd hit.
Now batting the center fielder, number 18, Jansen Jordan.
Now we'll see if She gets a courtesy runner for her, so stay there, and Danica Rath will stay at second base as Jansen Jordheim will be coming up to the plate. So Jordheim, a single with a run scored and walked her last time up in the third, and the pitch swung on and missed, now 0-1. Still to come here on our broadcast, we'll get to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection report. Also, our RDK Enterprises precision play of the game, which that's just going to be the base running by the Vikings so far in this one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, now 0-2. And we'll get to our Enbridge Energy player of the game as well. There's going to be a couple to choose from, particularly from the Viking side as it stands right now. Runner at second base again is Rath, the sophomore, and the sophomore center fielder Jordheim. Ball's behind the count, 0-2. This one runs in, and that'll hit her. So runners will be at first and second, or did they say, did it hit the bat and not her? And that's what they're going to say, as she came through and kind of halfway swung and hit the knob of the bat. So it'll be 1-2. Excuse me. We'll keep it at 0-2 as a foul ball. As Jordheim. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and that'll be a strikeout. So Sand gets her first strikeout in the circle here. And now it's Remy DeBoard with 2 outs now in the bottom of the fourth inning. DeBoard with a walk and a run scored in the second. Popped out to the pitcher her last time up in the third. Runner at third base is Danica Rath here for Kindred-Richland. This one's popped up. The third baseman coming over. And Fix for a second there had to try to avoid Avery Ammerman as she was almost going into the Kindred-Richland Viking third base dugout. Be 0-1. Ammerman kind of looked up for a second, then saw a charging third baseman there and Fix and had to get out of the way. No balls, 1 strike here. Kindred-Richland up by 7. Chance to add to it here with a runner at third and the pitch. That one will run in, and that'll be a ball now, 1-1. Northern Cass in the 5th inning will send the top of the order, Richmond, Slinger, and Rustu up. 1-1 pitch on the way by Sand. That'll miss outside for a ball, now 2-1. Northern Cass, 14th contest of the season. Kindred-Richland, their 13th game of the year. 2-1 pitch. That'll be missing for a ball, now 3-1. Typically in a situation like this, you're at least able to get to about 20 games is the hope to try to get throughout the regular season if the weather kind of allows it to happen where you don't have to move the schedule around too much. 3-1 pitch is popped up, and this one could be a challenge into right field, and that's going to be in for a base knock. That'll go over Rustman in front of Mackenzie Anderson. Coming in to score is Rath. It's an RBI single for DeBoard. It's 9-1, Kindred-Richland. So 9-1 as DeBoard is able to get the run driven in. And now the 10-run rule does become in effect if we have an inside the park or a home run here by Ammerman to go to the top of the 5th inning. So 2 runs in. The Vikings needed at least 4 runs here in the 4th to try to get to that mercy rule in the 5th instead of the 6th. This one is inside-out swing foul. Now 0-1 here with Ammerman. Ammerman is 1 of 2 in the game. She was retired on a fielder's choice at second in the 3rd after she singled. Popped out to Elise Sander first time up in the 2nd. Third baseman here falls behind the count. No balls, 1 strike with a runner at first and DeBoard. 0-1 pitch on the way here by the righty Sand. That'll run in and almost hit her. Now 1-1. Region 1 softball tournament here in Hillsboro. Nice thing is, knock on wood, the weather's been good today. Hope it's good Monday and Tuesday as well. I'll be in there for a strike now, 1-2. Unlike the Region 1 baseball tournament, Tuesday they got the playing game in Enderlin, no problem. Friday they almost got, Thursday they got almost every game in Kindred before Mother Nature and postponed the Northern Cass Kindred-Richland game. This one is hit on the ground. Coming across the diamond is fixed to first in time as Slinger stretches there for the out. 5-3 on the putout, and that'll retire the Vikings here in the bottom of the 4th inning, but 2 runs come across. It's 9-1 on our Bank North scoreboard on your live event.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Rar Malting and Taft Elevator in Taft, North Dakota is a centrally located barley handling and malting plant serving North Dakota, Minnesota, western Montana, and Canada. Rar Malting has been a malt of reputation since 1847, distributing malting barley to breweries and distilleries around the world. And with Taft Elevator's upgraded handling, sampling, and testing equipment, they can maintain and preserve the quality of that malting barley. Rar Malting and Taft Elevator, handling and distributing malt of reputation.
We go to the top of the 5th inning here. Richmond, Slinger, and Rust, the top of the order. Richmond with the lone run, scored back in the 1st inning after a leadoff walk. Small ball to start for Northern Cast. After Richmond got the walk, Slinger earned the bunt. Richmond swung on and missed, now 0-1. Cool thing about Abby Richmond is you go through and you name your senior, female, and male athlete of the year. And for Northern Cast, Abby Richmond was nominated as the female athlete of the year as a senior. That one will be up the line foul. Now 0-2. As Richmond will dig back in. A really good libero as well on the volleyball team that finished 2nd in state this season for Northern Cass. If you've been able to come out of Region 1, it seems like in nearly any sport in the last handful of years, you've had a chance to make some noise at state. This one will miss outside at 1-2, whether it's been girls basketball, which enough being said with Kindred and Central Cass the last decade plus. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Northern Cass has kind of been the team that no one has talked about in recent years in terms of those sports outside of volleyball. Always had a really good volleyball program. Champs a few years ago now, where you start taking a look at the mid-teens of the 2000s. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way. There's a good sign as we got a tractor with the drill making its way across. This one will be Mauk, able to flip it over to first to Fuchsa. That'll be 4-3 on the putout. But taking the play here with Allie Slinger, there'll be 1 out now. Good just to see whether it's guys planting or at least getting to work the field a little bit here. As yeah, it's almost June, but it's been that kind of year up and down the Red River Valley here where guys just have been having to wait to try to get in the field. Slinger 0 for 1 of the day with a sack bunt back in the 1st inning. Flew out to the right fielder Essling her last time up in the 3rd. No balls, 1 strike here as Rath on for her 5th inning of work, and Rath misses that one, now 1-1. But going back to Region 1 girls sports, volleyball, Northern Cass has been a powerhouse, no doubt about it, in Region 1. 1-1. This one's going to be hit on the ground. Another opportunity for the second baseman, Mauk, and she does it again, 4-3 on the putout. 2 down now in the 5th. Talk about the Region 1 basketball tournament. Last handful of years, it's been Northern Cass has been the team that no one has talked about, and then it's been Central Cass, Kindred-Richland always facing in the championship. But this season, Northern Cass able to get the upset button over the Central Cass Squirrels in the semis, and then ran into a buzzsaw named Abby Dukeshire, Taryn Johnson, Casey Berner and company in the championship game, who eventually went on to win the state title. No balls, 1 strike. Pitch up coming here. That'll be rolled in for a ball, now 1-1. Talking with a lot of basketball coaches in the winter, a lot of them said, hey, if Northern Cass was in any other region outside of maybe Region 2 with what the Grafton Spoilers and Thompson Tommies have been able to provide the last handful of years as well, that they would be a team that probably would make state in a lot of regions. Region 3 has always been competitive in girls basketball. Region 4, Langdon area, Edmore, Munich has been solid, but Northern Cass proved it why that they were receiving votes in the top 10 poll throughout the season. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Rath retires the side. 3 up, 3 down here in the 5th inning, and Danica Rath gets her 4th punch out. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. If Kindred-Richland scores 2 runs, the 10-run rule comes into effect again here in the Region 1 softball tournament.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the 5th inning we go. Essling, you have Roland and Mauk, the 9-1 and 2 batters here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Still to come, our precision play of the game, our Enbridge Energy player of the game, and also our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. That's all on the way. Kindred-Richland looking to put this one to bed here in the 5th inning with 2 runs across. If they can do so, the 10-run rule will come into effect, which would mean Northern Cass in this Region 1 tournament, they would play Hillsboro Central Valley at 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon, and then Kindred-Richland would advance to the semis and play at 4 o'clock against the number 4 seed Pirates. As Sand looks in, and we get the bottom of the 5th underway. This one will run in at the dirt. Now it'll be 1-0. Essling so far today has reached base twice, once on an error and scored in the 2nd, and reached base on a fielder's choice as well in the 3rd inning. So been productive at the bottom of the lineup here for the Vikings. 1 ball, no strikes. The righty Sand looks in, and that'll be a ball now 2-0. And now you start looking at some of the clouds that have made their way through here. Starting to pick up the wind a little bit more as well, the straightaway center field. 2-0 is the pitch upcoming here as Sand looks in. That one will be a ball now 3-0. Kindred-Richland in the 1st inning with a single with Roland. In the 2nd inning, a single with Jordheim. In the 3rd inning, a single with Rath. And on the 4th inning, an error, but Burchell got aboard. So every inning so far, Kindred-Richland now make it 5 straight. So 5 straight innings here for the Vikings that their leadoff batter has gotten on base. This will be the 4th walk with Sand. As coming up will be Roland. Roland is 0 for, make that 1 of 1 today. Sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Walked in the 3rd and singled with a run scored back in the 1st inning. Runner at first base is Essling. This one will be, and that's going to be a pass ball as that gets by the catcher there. Trying to backhand that one was Jalbert. Now it'll be 5 straight balls here in the circle for Sand. So going from 1st to 2nd is Essling. Roland is up. And now Kindred-Richland with a chance here with the top of the order with a runner in scoring position to add on to an 8-run lead. This one going to be missing outside, and it's been 6 straight balls now for Sand in the circle. Roland top of the lineup here, a freshman. Numerous of sophomores, everybody else in the lineup, and then the 1 senior is Burchell. 2-0 pitch. This one is popped up, and that'll go to straightaway center field as Weibly is there. Weibly able to come out underneath it. As Weibly now has got some new headgear. She brings out the Winters cap out in straightaway center field. That'll be 1 down now as Mauk will step up to the plate. Roland fly out as Mauk will step up. And now Maddie Burchell is the on-deck batter. Vikings looking for 2 runs here in the inning to put this game to bed. Northern Cass looking for 2 outs to try to get to the 6th and try to get a rally brewing here for Northern Cass. This one is scolded. It's right to a 1-hopper to Richmond to Slinger, 6-3 on the putout. Runner does get to 3rd base, however, now 2 down in the 5th inning. So Essling to 3rd, 6-3 on the putout. Richmond showing you why she's got a nice defensive glove throughout her career there. If that was two players you probably don't want to hit a line drive to in the infield. It'd be Richmond and Slinger here against Northern Cass. Matty Burchell, the senior, comes up with the wind blowing out to straightaway center, and the pitch. Burchell takes a strike. Burchell reached base, scored a run in the fourth inning. Got a single in the second and an RBI in the first. 3 runs driven in so far and a run scored for Burchell behind the plate. 0-1 on the way by Sand. This one is popped up in the air to right field. Mackenzie Anderson comes underneath it and gloves it to retire the side. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's still 9-1 Kindred-Richland on your live event.
Friday night racing returns this summer to Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, featuring 5-wide, high-flying, family-friendly action. Weekly racing featuring IMCA modified, stock cars, sport mods, sprint cars, hobby stocks, and index legends. Racing begins at 7 o'clock. Adult tickets are $13. Kids tickets just $5. See the full schedule online at RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. All summer long, enjoy Friday night action at Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
Top of the 6th inning, Kindred-Richland 9, the Northern Cass Jaguars 1. It's the Region 1 softball tournament here on your live event. This contest getting closer to about an hour and 20 minutes old now. Actually, an hour and 25 minutes old, getting closer to 90 minutes. For Northern Cass, they will send Anderson, Jalbert, and Sand, the 4, 5, and 6 batters here to the lineup against Kindred-Richland, and Danica Rath is in the circle. So an 8-run lead here for the Vikings. Rath and Burchell, the battering ram here for Kindred-Richland. At first base is Fuchsa. Mauk at second. Short is Roland, and Ammerman at third. With DeBoard in left, Jordheim in center, and Essling again in right. Essling shading down the right field line, so a lot of real estate in right center field. Swung on and missed here by Kenzie Anderson. Anderson walked in the 4th inning. She was retired on a force out at second base. Then got a single in the first. 0-1. Foul tip now 0-2. As Rath will look in. 48 degrees here in Hillsboro. Overcast skies been throughout the day here. Wind kind of breezing a little bit more off and on. This one is going to be off the glove of Ammerman. Then throwing it over to first is going to be Roland. Ammerman had a chance on that one. That'll be off the glove. That'll be an error, and reaching is going to be Anderson. So Tess Jalbert now will be coming up. He's going to be a strikeout in the first. Fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Was able to reach base here was Tess. So runner at first base now is going to be Anderson. And the pitch. This one will be a ball. Make it 1-0. Elise Sand is due up next here for Northern Cass. The Jags down to their final 6 outs, and they somehow got to get 8 runs across to at least tie 9 to come back and score, which is a daunting task with Rath in the circle. This will be a bunt but foul. Now 1-1, not to mention if you are able to get that many runs, Kindred-Richland has a chance to at least bat once, if not twice, in the 6th and 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Tess. After reaching base, Anderson on the air up the third base line with Ammerman. No outs here in the 6th inning. And the pitch. Bunting up in the air. Burchell. And Burchell was trying to get and barrel in front of the umpire here. As the umpire was trying his best to get away, as Burchell almost kind of pushed him to the side there. It'll be 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with no outs in the 6th inning to the number 5 batter in the Northern Cass lineup. 1-2 pitch. This is going to be popped up to right field. This is into the alley, and that's going to get by the right fielder, Essling. Anderson had to stay home at first. Now she's trying to get to third base, and that's going to be by her, which will allow the runner from first to go to second. So Anderson now at third base. Tess Jalbert's going to be at second. It's going to be a single.
Number 7, Elise Sand.
And Anderson had to wait to see if Essling was going to catch that ball or not, so that's why she was staying close to first. Then by the time the relay came in, they threw over to third. That allowed the runner, Tess, to get to second base. As we mentioned, there was a lot of real estate in right center field, and that's exactly where the ball went. And now Northern Cass here with Elise Sand coming to the plate. The pitch, Sand looking to bunt, and that'll be throw down, and that'll be not close in time as Roland was holding it there at third. So it'll be 1-0 on the count to Sand. Ammerman was charging down the third baseline to try to take away that bunt away if there was one. 1-0 pitch is going to be popped up. That's to right. Going to be staying in the infield here, the second baseman. The runner coming home. Here's the throw. Burchell tries to apply the tag, but it comes off of her glove, and the runner advances 60 feet as well at second in Jalbert. Anderson comes in to score. It'll be a sacrifice fly, now 9-2. So go down as a sac fly for Sand. Anderson comes in, and Tess will go to third base now with one down. Here is Ari Anderson, coming to the plate now for Northern Cass. Northern Cass will have Hannah Anderson, now to the plate. So those are some of the defensive changes in the pose few minutes ago. This one hit up the third baseline. Ammerman looks back. The runner goes a one-hopper to first. Here comes the run in to score. So Jalbert comes in to score. Anderson's going to be out at first. That'll be 5-3 on the putout. Ammerman kind of did a 180 around just to look the runner back, then threw to first. It was a one-hopper, and then Fuchs's throw to Burchell, and now it's going to be 9-3. So coming up to the plate is Casey Fix. We believe here, barring the, again, changes. So there was a whole cell of substitutions and, again, changes that were made last inning, which had about a 10 to 15-minute pause. And now the umpires are talking it over here. And head coach for Northern Cass, Anthony Meyer, having some words with one of our umpiring crews as Sam Brandt stands up at the third base line. And now we're going to have another meeting. So the second conference call here between coaches and umpires. Right now it stands as it's 2 outs with 2 runners in here in the inning. And Sam Brandt now talking with Maddie Burchell, our catcher. And what we kind of can see from Anthony, he's not liking what the umpire is kind of telling him right now. And we'll see what the situation is going to be here as Anthony is saying that there needs to be a runner at third base. So are they going to take the run off the board is the question. As Anthony was saying that there needs to be the runner coming back here to third. If that's the case, we'll see who comes out here for Northern Cass as Tess goes back to third base here. So Tess will not score. It'll be a 9-2 contest. And now Sam Brandt came out and had a couple of words, and all of a sudden the umpire has talked it over, and now they're talking with Anthony Meyer here. So it'll be a 9-2 game, and the runner will be out again at first as we don't see anybody moving there in terms of the Ari Anderson with the bunt. So we'll see if Anderson comes back to hit or not, as right now it does not look to be so. So it's going to be 2 down, and it'll be 9-2 game right now. As we'll make sure that everything is kosher and good to go. So the good news is this conference took a little bit less time, but Anthony Meyer right now is not happy in terms of the outcome. This one is going to be a grounder. That'll be the short 1 pitch, 1 out to Mauk, and that'll retire the side. So we'll have to see what the explanation again was on that one, because it does take a run off the board for Northern Cass. It's now 9-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on your live event.
The days are getting longer, the sun will shine on the fields, and soon the crop will be planted and sprouting. Tim Kazette Seed Sales in Hillsboro, your local Golden Harvest seed dealer, wishes you a safe and successful planting season. Tim looks forward to seeing those black dirt fields rise to green and then shimmer with gold this year. Visit with Tim Kazette Seed Sales about your options and what fits right for you and your field at 701-430-0877. Happy farming from Tim Kazette Seed Sales of Hillsboro.
The Trail District Health Unit is ready to take your appointment for first, second, and booster vaccinations for COVID-19. These appointments are available every Tuesday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Trail County Courthouse and June 16th at the Mayville Lutheran Church. Moderna and Pfizer vaccines available. Call Trail District Health Unit to schedule your appointment at 701-636-4434. Public Health. Prevent, promote, protect. Trail District Health Unit.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Since we got to the fifth inning, a game that's came at a snail's pace, had a pretty good movement towards it, but after the very first conference call that took about 10-15 minutes, players moved around, had a sub coming in, and then all of a sudden it comes back and there was the forgot to report the sub, so that's the reason the play did not happen, or in terms of the run comes off the board there. And now the coaches are still talking about it, particularly for Northern Cass, Anthony Meyer here with our umpiring crew. So Northern Cass does get a run, however, in the sixth inning, trailing it by 7 now on our Bank North scoreboard. But here's the situation. This will be the final at-bats for Kindred-Richland one way or another, as long as they can finish this game out in the top half of the seventh. If they score 3 runs, 10-run rule. If they score under 3 runs, we go to the top of the seventh, where the Vikings would need 3 outs to put this one to bed and advance in the Region 1 tournament to play the Pirates coming up on Monday afternoon. Again, double elimination, so Northern Cass fans, for those watching, it's not going to be a game over in terms of season over, but you are 1 loss away then after losing this one for your season coming to a close. Mackenzie Fuchsa due up now here for Kindred-Richland. 0 for 3 on the day with a pop-out, a fly-out, and a line-out. And this one's going to be hit in the air to the right fielder, and that one's going to get by her. And rounding first, on her way to second is Fuchsa for her first, and Fuchsa wants more. Fuchsa's trying to come in. Here's a relay throw, and it's going to get by the third baseman, and Fuchsa's going to stay there. So it's going to be a leadoff triple here for Fuchsa. So runner at third base now as Danica Rath will step in. Rath here is going to double her last time up with a run scored in the fourth inning, a single with a run scored in the third. She's 2 for 3 today, and she's helped her own cause for sure. This one's going to get by the catcher. Coming in to score is Fuchs as she slides in. It's now 10-2. So 10-2 now is coming in. He's going to be Fuchsa. As Danica Rath will work with a 1-0 count. This one is popped up in the air. The wind, we'll see if it carries, and that's going to die in front of the left fielder. Rounding first will be Rath as she's in there for her third hit of the contest. Abby Richmond at shortstop and Finks at third just kind of both looked at each other and said, looks like it's going to get far enough to the left fielder where Hannah Anderson is there. But Anderson couldn't quite get to that softball quick enough. Coming up to the plate. This one will run into that hitter. Yes, it did. It hit the batter, so Jordheim now will go to first. Danica Rath is at second base. Jordheim's at first, and Remy DeBoard steps up to the plate. So the game-ending run is at first base now in Jordheim here for Kindred-Richland. Still nobody out. Fuchsa with a triple, Rath with a single, and Jordheim with a hit by pitch. This one goes right up the middle. Danica Rath is going to come in. That's going to be an RBI single here for Kindred-Richland, and the Vikings lead it by 9. Rath is in. Jordheim goes first to third. Remy DeBoard with an RBI single here for the Vikings, and now it's up to Avery Ammerman to try to put this game to bed. RBI single again for DeBoard. Makes it 11-2 Vikings. Lee Sand with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the 5th batter to the plate here for the Vikings, and the pitch. That one will be a ball whip throw back to third, and coming down the third base line will be Jordheim, and that'll do it. The Kindred-Richland Vikings are going to win this game as this one comes in at first slide as well, but it will be a final regardless, 12-2 Kindred-Richland. That'll be an error on that one. So you got the triple, the single, alongside with a couple more hits here, and then 2 runs come across. So for the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Kindred-Richland Vikings, 1 run in the first for Northern Cass, 3 for Kindred-Richland. 3 runs come across in a game that finishes at 5:49. So an hour and 39 minutes is the final in this one. Our post-game show is coming up next. Again, your final in 6 innings. Kindred-Richland picks up the victory here over Northern Cass, 12-2.
The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrant, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
Let's get to our post-game show again here. Final 12-2 Kindred-Richland over Northern Cass. It is a final in 6 innings as this is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect online at halsteadtel.com. The final box score in this one, Kindred-Richland 12 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 5 runners left on base. Northern Cass 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors, and 6 runners left on base. Danica Rath goes 6 innings, a complete game win. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 hits against her as well, and a pair of runs. As Northern Cass drops to 8-6 on the season, Kindred-Richland improves to 11-2. Sand picks up the loss for Northern Cass. 5 innings of work, 9 hits, 12 runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout as well. Kindred-Richland 2 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the sixth. Northern Cass 1 in the first and 1 in the 6th inning. It's now time to get to our Enbridge Energy. Life takes energy. Learn more at enbridge.com. Player of the game in this one, I think you got to go to the one senior for Kindred-Richland, Maddie Burchell, RBI in the first, a 2 RBI single as well in the second, scored on a run in the fourth, as she would finish 1 of 3 in the game, but she was able to get 3 runs across and score once as well, and did a really nice job behind the plate, keeping the runners at bay for Northern Cass. The senior, Maddie Burchell, is our Enbridge Energy player of the game in this one. Now let's get to our RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the game, and that is the base running of Kindred-Richland. They applied a lot of pressure, whether it was stolen bases, going from first to third, second to home. Sam Brandt and the Vikings very aggressive on the base pass, and that is part of the reason why they applied so much pressure early and got the runs they did. The base running by Kindred-Richland is our RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. For those of you that are getting ready to work in the field or have started planting so far this season, RDK Enterprises is there to provide the customer service and support of your precision plant equipment. Call 701-636-2119 for RDK Enterprises. It pays to plant with precision from RDK Enterprises in Hillsborough and Drayton. So let's put a bow on day number 1 of the Region 1 softball tournament. Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinto, Rossholt, Lidgerwood with an 11-1 win over HCV in 5 innings. Then they defeat Central Cass 4-2. And Kristen Lowe in complete game, 10 strikeout performance as well. And she delivered a run driven in and a run scored. So the Pirates are moving to the semifinals. Northern Cass with a 23-7 win over Enderlin. Then Northern Cass falls here to Kindred-Richland by a final of 12-2 in 6 innings. So the Pirates will play the Vikings at 4 o'clock on Monday in the semifinals. Winner will advance to the state tournament and also one step closer to being the Region 1 champion as well. Bottom half of bracket starting at noon on Monday will be Enderlin and Central Cass in a loser-out game. The winner to play Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Northern Cass winner. So Enderlin, Central Cass at noon, HCV, Northern Cass at 2, with the winners to play each other in another loser-out game at 6 o'clock on Monday. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Region 1 softball tournament from the Olson Softball Complex in Hillsborough. On behalf of Jake Burkmeyer alongside Fernando and Mark Forsyth, I'm Chase Miller. You can go to yourliveevent.com for the complete coverage for the rest of the Region 1 softball tournament here on Your Live Event. Have a good rest of your weekend.